What's up, guys? How you guys doing today? Just down a little bit. But how are you guys doing today? Let me just make sure everything's alright. Let me pause this real quick while I get all this set up. Okay. So, how are you guys? Hope you're doing alright. Okay. This is gonna be like a short-ish stream today. I'm just doing a quick little tier list. Thankfully, I had some free time and I figured I'd do it today. But we're gonna be tier listing my classes in TF2, which ones are my favorite and my least favorites and whatnot. I think it'll be pretty interesting. Because I haven't done one of these in a while, so hey Dylan, welcome on in. Yep, we're ranking. Let me make sure. Okay. So let me get some music going real quick. I forgot. Make sure the audio levels are okay. They're fine. All right. So, okay, how am I gonna make this work exactly? What should the tier list be based on? Well, okay, I'm gonna turn off the music. It's a bit distracting. So how I'm gonna do this is based on like what classes are like my most like what playstyle I think is the most fun for them, things like that, what have you. I don't really know. I don't really have a basis for this, but it's been a while since I've done one of these. I was actually planning to do a tier list on the Japanese openings for Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, but I couldn't figure out how to do that without copyright destroying it. I'll have to get like a blur feature or something. So I just decided to do this instead. But I'll also have Team Fortress 2 booted up for reference. So let me do that real quick. Oh, shit. Should have probably had that up at the start. Oh well. Also, I forgot to name these. I thought I did. S for Spy in the Base. A for hmm. I don't know what I should put for A. That's a good Team Fortress 2 thing that would work there. Dispenser. B for hmm. I don't know. C for contested control point. And finally, D for share. Alright. So I got these here. Okay. So let me start with the first one that we have here. I think I can put the music back on. So first off, we'll start with Scout. So let me put up the loadout I have for Scout, because I actually been like practicing Scout a lot lately. So change the window. So I have the loadouts here. So when it comes to Scout, the way I usually play him is I try to get into the enemy lines, and I try to be as much of an annoyance as I can, basically just like whittling down whatever damage I can. I think part of the problem with that playstyle is that sometimes I forget that like Scout is meant to be like, you're supposed to rush in, get a couple meat shots with the scatter gun, and then run away. Sometimes I like lack the confidence to do that, which is why in some cases I actually unironically use the shortstop, because it has like a bit better range. I usually use it to get rid of sentries though. The main like loadout, well, here's the loadouts first off. My first one has the scattergun, bonk, and the Sandman. My second loadout has the soda popper, pistol, and the rap assassin. My third has the Force of Nature, pistol, and the rap assassin. And my fourth one has the shortstop, flying guillotine, and Sandman. I think the one I probably play the most is this one, because I've been trying to practice at getting better at aiming the meat shots with just 2 in the clip. I'm not sure if that's like not a great way to go about it, but I don't think that should really be a problem. I mean, it probably teaches me to like treasure my shots more that way. But as for like how I like playing a Scout, like Scout's pretty fun. Like the movement that like he has and the movement speed allows you to do a lot of like fun things. Especially with like, I will admit, with the Force of Nature, I like using the knockback in order to do some cool jumps and all that. Unfortunately, I don't have like the Pretty Boys pocket pistol or the winger yet, so I can't really do anything with those two, because I heard those two are things that you can like increase Scout's mobility. But when I do manage to hit Scout's like shots, I do feel pretty good, because they do a lot of damage. Like, I'm not great at aiming at first-person shooters, but I've been getting better as I've been playing the game more and more. So overall, it's like, I do like playing a Scout. I just feel like the main reason like I'm not super great at it is because of like a lack of skill on my end, as unfortunate as that is. But he's also like really good at capturing the objective, like getting to like control points fast. I mean, that's the point. It's because he's fast. So I feel like even though I'm not great at aiming shots, like it's not the only thing he can do. And even if I'm not like hopping off with him, I still feel like I have a lot of fun with him. So I would put, for me, like, I enjoy Scout a lot. I would put him at a A. Because, like, again, like, I don't necessarily need to succeed with him in order to enjoy what he has to offer. So, yeah, I put him at A. Next one is the medic. Medic! So, medic is up there for one of my most played classes. He used to be my most played until, like, I started practicing with Spy and Engineer more. But he's still my third most played class. Anyway, I also have, like, incidentally, I have, like, the most items with him, I think. Because I actually bought the, starter kit, so I have all his mediguns and everything. And, like, medic is, I would consider, I mean, I don't play him as much as I normally would, because I'm practicing with other ones, but, like, I would still consider medic one of my mains. My main. I mean, but in this game, it is important to play as other classes, so you understand how they work, because they help you do your job as the medic better. Just did something quick. But so for my loadouts, I have the Crusader's crossbow, the medigun, and solemn vow for A. For my second one, Crusader's crossbow, quick fix, and solemn vow. Third is the Crusader's crossbow, the crit speak, and the uber saw, and then same with the other one, overdose, vaccinator, uber saw. I usually prefer using the solemn vow over the uber saw, because the passive effect that the uber saw gives you, I feel like just is better in most circumstances. I feel like it offers a lot more. Like the uber saw, don't get me wrong, the uber saw is good for sure. And I know a lot of people consider it the best, but I do feel like the solemn vow definitely has its uses. As I was saying, the uber saw, like, has its uses for sure, but I feel like the solemn vow shouldn't be slept on, which I don't really think it is. I'm not saying, like, I don't think it is in the community. I think people definitely understand the uses of the solemn vow. But anyway, when it comes to how I play medic, it just feels a lot more like up my alley for me. I'm just able to, like, heal people, help them out. It's not easy though. Like, I'm still kind of practicing, like, knowing when to back off, when to do something, because, like, in TF2, the game state changes, like, at any moment, and it changes very quickly. So it's important to know when you're supposed to do something, when to back off. And I like that playstyle. Even when I sometimes, like, die very, frustratingly, it's still, like, just an opportunity for me to learn and how to, like, get more game sense and be better at the game as a whole. The main, preset I use, assuming I'm the only medic there, which is often the case, is this one. Cause, like, the stock medigun has, like, the best uber charge in the game, I'd say. Just pure invincibility. I haven't really, like, used the Kritzkrieg or the Vaccinator that much. I haven't had that many opportunities, because, like, there are a lot more medics than I thought there would be, but, like, usually, from my experience, if you're the only medic, it's better if you use the stock minigun. Usually. There are some cases where the Vaccinator the Vaccinator is fine if you're the only medic, but I do feel like, usually, again, just the stock one is better, just because it allows you to give your team invincibility. Which is, like, you know, usually the thing you want to do. But as for, like, how I feel when I play medic, like, medic is, you don't get that much, like, satisfaction of, like, beating people for sure, but there's an equal amount of satisfaction I feel from being this good medic. When you pop off as medic, like, you get this feeling that, like, you're carrying the team, not, like, carrying, but, like, you're, well, I mean, kind of, yeah, like, you're essentially, like, oh, shit, you're essentially making sure that your team stays alive. And there's a sort of satisfaction from that. And when you help people out, or like you do like a clutch healing with the Crusader's crossbow or something, there's just some sort of like really satisfying feeling. I would say, however, that the feeling is sometimes a bit few and far between, but that's usually on a fault on my end and not really like a fault on the character itself. So I would put medic at S, to be honest. I also feel like there's less like room for error when it comes to like killing enemies. And usually if like I get killed by a spy, it's usually my fault. Like, the only thing that kind of blows is that because of like what the Crusader's crossbow offers, it's a little hard to do spy checking. Because like, you know, normally with the syringe guns, like I like using the syringe guns for spy checking because I can go a quick run around and usually I'll hit somebody with the syringes. But then again, like having the Crusader's crossbow and the benefits far outweigh that. And honestly, it's not like the Crusader's crossbow is useless for spy checking. Not saying that at all. Like, since they have to decloak in order to stab you, like, just hit whoever is near you with the Crusader's crossbow, whether they're disguised or not, and eventually you'll find out whether or not they're part of your team. But yeah, so I put medic at S for me, in terms of like how much I enjoy using it. Anyway, next is the spy. Sorry, I should check this one real quick. Next is the spy. I am the spy. My most played class in the game as of now. You know, okay, by the way, for my first preset, I have the Litranger. Or actually, I think that's isn't the Litranger like the Stranger? So Litranger, or however you say it, the base knife, the Inviswatch, the Sapper. For my second one, I have the Ambassador, the stock knife, and the Dead Ringer. Revolver, knife, cloak and dagger. Then the spy sickle for this one. I don't really use a lot of the other knives because like I have a few of them, but I just feel like I'm not good enough to really I just feel like I'm not really good enough to use the other knives and the different playstyles that they offer yet. So sorry. So I feel like that'll be for when I get better at the game. I didn't miss it out. But when it comes to spy, I'm not great at playing spy, which is why I've been practicing it the most because I want to be better at playing spy. But that being said, I've definitely gotten better since the beginning of the game. Like I'm more able to understand how to disguise as classes and act natural. How to enter enemy lines and like stop their dispensers, teleporters. Like sometimes I don't always pull it off, but like I get better at knowing when to take a chance and when to back off. And I do like the visceral feeling that spy offers for you. Like that feeling of just barely avoiding like their attacks or spy checking. And that's why I usually use the cloak and dagger, because I feel like that fits my playstyle with spy more than anything else does, giving me more time to really like look around and plan out. It's probably a bad habit though. I should probably like practice with the regular Inviswatch more, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Although I do feel like with spy, there's a lot of technicality when it comes to it, and I feel like sometimes I lack that. So sometimes I don't always get to pull off what I want to do with spy. But when I do pull it off, it feels pretty good. When it comes to like spy for me, I would put him at a B. Like, it's high points and low points. it's not about consistency, you know. So I definitely think I put him at B. Next we have Heavy. So for Heavy, my sets are the normal minigun, shotgun, and the fist, the Hulong heater, the shotgun, and the holiday punch. Unfortunately, I don't have any other weapons to put in the second slot yet. The brass beast, shotgun, and the fist of steel, and lastly the Tomislav, shotgun, and the fist. So Heavy, I haven't played him too much, but I have played him enough. And when it comes to Heavy, especially in casual, like, you have to be really, like, careful how you use it. I mean, not careful, it's more like you gotta be really aware. Because it's important to remember that when it comes to Heavy, like, he's more like meant to take out like unsuspecting enemies in like close to mid-range. And sometimes I forget that and try to like do like little bits of damage far away. That's not what you're meant to do with Heavy. I mean, it's something you can do for sure, and sometimes you do have to do it, admittedly. But I do think that mowing down like enemies like in close range is really fun, and it does happen like often. It's not like it's a rare occurrence or anything. So in terms of all that, I mean, that's really all you do as him. I mean, there's more to it for sure, but like that's kind of the gist of it. I will put Heavy at C tier, I think. He's got some high points, and there's definitely a lot that you can do with him, but Heavy's just not my fave. I'm gonna just like go quick with Sniper because I barely play him, to be honest. I put Sniper at I put Sniper at D. Not because he's like bad. Again, this is just like my personal opinion for the classes. But I'm just not great at like sniper characters. I never really have been, so I can't put him at anything but that. Nothing personal, Sniper. I definitely gotta practice with Sniper more at some point. But I just find it really hard to be honest. So next, we have Demo Man. We're just counting like base Demo Man. We're not counting Demo Knight because I actually haven't really tried any Demo Knight stuff yet. I don't have many of his swords or like any of the weapons that you actually would use for Demo Knight, so I haven't really gotten the chance to yet. But anyway, for my presets, I have the grenade launcher, sticky bomb launcher, and the Hapsatochi for default. For A. For B, I have the Iron Bomber, sticky bomb launcher, and nothing for this. For the third preset, I have the Loose Cannon, Charge and Charge, and Hapsatochi Tochi. Then the grenade launcher, Tide Turner, and SD Iron. I've tried like Demo Knight stuff here and there, but I haven't gone super hard with it yet. So when it comes to like Demo Man, I usually play him as like an aerial denial tool or like trying to destroy any enemy buildings in the area. And I'd say like he does a pretty good job at that. Like if nothing else, the amount of damage he can do with them is pretty good. I usually use the Iron Bomber more than anything else because I like the way that it the Iron Bomber like shoots the projectile bombs more. And like I will say, like when it comes to aiming in Team Fortress 2, he's probably my best class. I do really good at getting the pipe bombs. Like I've gotten a few like really impressive shots. Like he's I feel like the best aiming for me. And like it feels so satisfying when you hit those pipe bombs, especially at their feet. It just feels so good. So I would probably put Demo Man at like A tier, a little bit above Scout. Next class. Give me a second. Is Pyro. So Pyro, my first one is Flamethrower, Flare Gun, Lolly Chop, Dragon's Fury, Gas Passer, Back Scratcher, Backburner, Thermal Thruster, Home Wrecker. Then I haven't really got one yet. So when it comes to how I use Pyro in the game, I normally use this preset because I like using the thermal thruster in order to get a little bit of air time and scope out the enemy area, or sometimes like get to places I normally wouldn't be able to, and then do a surprise attack on the enemy lines. And I use the Backburner for that specifically because it allows me to like hit some crits whenever like they turn around and run away, or if I approach behind them. I don't have the Flog yet, but I imagine if I did, I'd probably do the same thing. I'd like go behind the enemy lines and use the Flog to get some surprise attacks. I really hope I do get the Flog at some point. I would like to have it, because I would like to try that playstyle. But either way, when it comes to like Pyro, I do like playing as him a lot. I feel like being this like character that like whittles down the enemy health as much as possible is one thing I feel like is up my alley. And that's how I use him. So I would put Pyro at A below Demo Man. I feel like that's where I put him. So next we have the Engineer. So for Engineer, I only really have two presets with him. The first one, Frontier Justice, Pistol, Wrench, Charge Pad, then Frontier Justice. I don't really have any subs. Pistol, the Gunslinger. That's the only one I really have. So Engineer is one of my other more played classes. And I like the playstyle that he provides. Give me a second. I'm doing something. Sorry, I gotta check something. Okay, as I was saying, I like the playstyle he provides. You know, building these structures that help your team and like heal your team, and teleporters to help you get to the lines, things like that. That's one of like a playstyle I like Medic and Engineer are like up there for my like preferred types of playstyles. I like supporting my team a lot more than I do like trying to like, you know, be in the enemy lines and attacking and all that. So I'm kind of going quick with this, but like for me, I think Engineer deserves to be at S for me. Like, engineer and medic are, like, my, like, favorite classes to use, really. Then finally, we have soldier. Soldier isn't a class I use that much, to be honest. So, like, it's another quick one. Soldier, I think, goes in, C tier for me. And, that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for coming. Hope y'all had a good time today. It was a quick stream today. But, I will see y'all tomorrow. We're gonna raid somebody. Who's playing TF2? I can't really pronounce their name well. So I will see you guys tomorrow for sure. Alright, thank you all for coming, and I hope you had a good day. I hope you have a good day. Bye.